Okay, picture this. It's 2003, you're in the diamond capital of the world, and there's this vault. A vault that everyone says is absolutely impenetrable. And then one day, poof, over $100 million in diamonds, gold, and jewels are just gone. This is the story of how they did it.
You see, the Antwerp Diamond Center wasn't just secure, it was a fortress. We're talking 10, that's right, 10 distinct layers of security, each one designed to be tougher than the last. And yet, here's the crazy part. When the authorities finally get inside, what do they find? Absolutely nothing. No broken locks, no tripped alarms, not a single sign of a struggle. It was as if the thieves were ghosts who just walked through walls. Which brings us to the million-dollar question. Well, the $100 million question. With a fortress designed to be perfect, how on earth did they pull off the perfect crime? Let's get into it. First things first, to really appreciate the genius of this heist, you gotta understand the sheer scale of the challenge. Let's take a look at what made this vault a modern-day Fort Knox. The vault door alone weighed at 3 tons, and it was sealed with powerful magnetic sensors. Get past that, and you're walking into an electronic maze. Infrared detectors for body heat, Doppler radar, even seismic sensors to feel the slightest vibration. The whole 9 yards. And look, this wasn't just hype. Security experts all over the world agreed this place was virtually unbreachable, a reputation that made what happened next seem not just bold, but flat out impossible.
This wasn't a smash and grab. This was a surgical operation. Now we're going to see how the team dismantled this fortress layer by layer with absolute precision. So, first obstacle, those massive magnetic sensors on the vault door. If you try to force it, alarms go off instantly and police are on their way. Now, this is where the genius starts to show. They didn't try to break the sensors. Instead, they used a specially made aluminum plate to shield the sensors from the door's magnetic field. This basically made the sensors blind without ever tripping them. Okay, so they're past the door, but now the vault is filled with heat detectors designed to pick up a human's body temperature. How do you get around those?
And this just shows how much prep they did. The story goes, the team coated the sensors with a thick layer of hairspray. It completely blocked their view, making them totally useless without ever setting them off. Incredible, right? That just leaves the last line of electronic defense, the motion-activated cameras recording every single thing inside that vault. So how do you become invisible?
Well, you don't. See, the team had done their homework. They knew the security tapes were on a loop, so they just swapped the live feed with pre-recorded footage of an empty vault. To the guards, everything looked perfectly normal. They were ghosts in the machine.
Bypassing all that technology is one thing, but something like this was only possible because of the incredibly patient and really, really clever people behind it all. So let's meet the mastermind, Leonardo Notarbartolo. For this guy, it wasn't just about the money, it was about the challenge. He was a master of social engineering, totally driven by the idea of beating a system that everyone else thought was perfect. And this wasn't some last-minute plan. For months, Notarbartolo rented an office right there in the Diamond Center, pretending to be an Italian diamond merchant. He built trust, he got access, and he carefully studied every inch of the security systems, finding every little weakness long before the heist ever happened. Their whole strategy came down to 3 things. First, infiltration. Become a trusted insider. Second, observation. Learn every single detail, every camera, every schedule, every flaw. And finally, precision. Execute the plan perfectly, leaving absolutely nothing to chance. So, with a plan in motion and all the security bypassed, the team had the entire vault to themselves. And what they pulled off that night, it's the stuff of legends. For hours, they worked in total silence. They systematically drilled into and emptied 123 different safe deposit boxes. Each one was its own little treasure chest. The estimated value was just mind-boggling, over $100 million in diamonds, gold, and jewels. To this day, it's one of the biggest and most elegant heists in history. And here's the kicker. They did all of this without tripping a single alarm, without any violence, and then they just vanished into the night, leaving behind a pristine crime scene that absolutely stunned the global security industry. And now, for the final twist in the tale. While Notarbartolo was eventually caught, thanks to a dumb mistake days later,
The real prize, that $100 million in diamonds, was never found. Not a single stone. It just disappeared. It just goes to show you that in a world full of high-tech security, sometimes the most sophisticated tool isn't a gadget or a code, it's human ingenuity.